Good evening. This is Nick Davos coming to you live from the debut show of the DSE TV Sports Local. Tonight's guest is head coach Steve Zerwan from Muskegon Catholic Central. And Steve, welcome. And first of all, congratulations on a great season last year.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Nick. This is a great thing you guys are doing here with showcasing local sports, and just happy to be on your first show.
Well, first of all, before we get going, we got to thank Ted Fricano for allowing us to use his venue right here. And another big thanks is to Jimmy Gon, who is the sponsor. You know, Jimmy John's paying the bill, and we definitely have to thank them for paying the bill, and also for Ted for coming up with the idea for allowing us to be here.
Yeah,
so
I think it's going to be something nice that's going to catch on and going to get a chance to give a lot of schools exposure and really these athletes and you know, showcase the all the hard work they put in and showcase you know, when the games they play and get a little exposure.
Absolutely. So let's get into the heart of it. Last year, incredible year, your first season. Yeah. I don't think you could have asked for a better scenario after starting 2-0 though.
0-2.
0-2, correct?
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. You were 0-2 started.
Yeah.
How does it feel? I mean, what's going through your mind last year? Let's just go back last year a minute.
Well, starting 0-2, I know it was I know not a lot of good things were going through my mind.
Absolutely.
It was tough. But we played two quality teams. We played Mona Shores and we played Grand Rapids Catholic, and you know, two extremely quality teams. Both made the playoffs in higher divisions than us. So we knew we kind of had a good team. We just kind of had to stay the course. And then, you know, we got in a roll, and we had such tremendous, you know, hardworking kids, and you know, we got things rolling and won our last 12. You
go 0-2. So what changed? You know, you coached the kids. How did you coach yourself? And what did you see you had to do personally as a first-year head coach? Because you inherit a tradition-rich program in Muskegon Catholic, and nothing will go other than making the playoffs at schools like Muskegon, Muskegon Catholic, you know, perennial power. What did you do different a little bit to say, hey, you know, I'm doing this, we're 0-2, but...
I don't think, I think one of the best things that, not one of the best things, but what I kind of drew on is the year before we went 0-2 as well. Okay. Coach Holmes's last year. We had lost to the same two schools, and we still got to the semifinals that year. So I think I just kind of knew personally the plan was in place, the coaches thought the plan was in place, and we just kind of stayed the course. And, you know, again, we believe in what we do, how we teach the game, the fundamentals we give the kids, and we have such good hardworking kids. We just kind of stayed the course, and good things started to happen to us.
That's great. Before we get to the kids, the coaching staff.
Yeah.
You know, I've coached at Muskegon. You got to have a nucleus of coaches that you can trust, an O coordinator, a D coordinator. Tell us about your coaches there, because you've got some guys that have been around for a while.
Well, I think first and foremost, Mike Rebecki's there. And Mike Rebecki's been the defense coordinator at Catholic Central, I think, since the early 80s, somewhere around there. I mean, he went to school there. This is his, I want to say, his 36th year coaching football. And he just last year, during the Wyoming week, he got his 300th win as a coach.
Saw the article, and
that's
wonderful.
That's such a tremendous accomplishment to get that, you know, not only coaching 300 games, but 300 wins, actually.
Yeah.
So he got 300 wins coaching, and he does the offensive line for us, and he does basically the whole defense. I mean, the defense is his.
So he's the O-line coach and the D coordinator as well?
That's correct. So he structures the defense each week, and we're a base 4-4, but that kind of changes. Yeah. We give teams different looks depending on what we're going to face. So he's been a real pillar there. He's been the one constant that's been there through, you know, Coach Severini was there, and Coach Jewett, and I think we're getting a couple people, Coach Diamond, and then he was with Mike Holmes for,
and then after that,
Mike for 25 years. So
exactly.
I'm glad he just started to stay on board even when I got the job, and just so much of our success is really attributed to him and what he does. And then
who else is on your staff? Well, he's obviously the foundation for you to lean on.
Correct.
Okay.
And,
who's next?
Well, Joe Perry, who I know you know a little bit. Yeah, he last coached with us for, I know he coached over at Mona Shores. He coached at, you know, I tell the kids, I said, go look at the 1980 state championship picture in the weight room. He's on that picture as a coach. So he's been around the program for a while. I know he's retired as a teacher now. And we had one coach leave from the varsity staff last year, and just kind of asked him, hey, you know, he's a real good friend of mine. He's been just a real special person in my life, and said, hey, come on back out for a couple of years. Let's kind of see where this goes. And, you know, so he, I think he was not coaching for the last 5-6 years. So I think he got a little bit excited about it, and he's really jumped in. He just a tremendous job, and he assists in the offensive line. He coached our D linemen. And then Colin Convertini, who is a Muskegon Catholic grad, was a three-sport athlete at Muskegon Catholic, and actually has 4 boys in the system. The oldest boy is a 10th grader right now.
Oh, wow.
And then he's got 3 other younger boys, you know, playing also. So he comes out, he coaches the defensive backs, he works with the offensive backs.
His in-laws Peggy and Brian were dear neighbors and are right across the street. And so I'm getting an idea here. Unless you're a Catholic, you're not coaching at Catholic.
Well, I think for a long time, Mike Holmes was the only non-Catholic grad really coaching in the program.
Where did Michael go?
He went to Kalamazoo Hackett. The Catholic school just south.
Catholic school.
Right, yeah, right, exactly.
Okay,
right.
So he
wasn't too far removed.
Exactly,
so Colin Convertini, again, works with the defensive backs. And then we have a couple other, Mike Hornack, who did our JV for years. Again, we didn't have a JV this year. Mike comes along. Mike works with our scout team, helps with the offensive line a little bit.
Which is huge in itself, have somebody run the scout team.
Yeah.
That's one thing you got to worry about.
Well, then myself, I guess I call the offense, and I guess I'd be called the offense coordinator if we had that title, and the head coach. And I actually run the offensive scout team. So when Mike's out running his defense, Rebecca and those guys, I'm running the plays that the other team's going to run. And I kind of like having a hands-on doing that. So I kind of stay on the offensive side of the ball, and Mike stays on the defensive side of the ball.
You've got a good nucleus then, Coach.
We got a wonderful coaching staff, and
with a lot of experience as well, and some young guys too, which is a good mix.
It is a good mix. I just like I tell people, I happen to be the head coach, but I mean, so much of our success is such a group effort, and all of us kind of working together for the same goal.
That's good. When you see Joe, tell him I say hi.
I will.
Back in the 80s when he was coaching at Muskegon, he and his dad had a pizza shop in Muskegon.
Okay.
And they make great Papa Joe's Pizza.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, have Joe make you guys a pizza. Joe and his dad make great pizzas.
Joe likes to cook, and he cooks for us sometimes.
Does he?
He used to have a place over there in the Kmart Plaza, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He had a restaurant there for a little bit.
Yeah. And so he and his dad made this great pizza. I mean, it was just our meetings at Muskegon, he bringing pizzas for us. So
wonderful.
Yeah. So when you guys meet, you tell Papa Joe to bring it. You got some players here, but before we get to the players, because I know they're sitting there and enjoying some good food over there. Your schedule, you're in a new conference right now. How does it feel to be in a conference where you don't have to go out and beg, borrow, and steal to get teams to play? Because it's got to be tough.
I think that's the number one thing. Like, just to lead in there, I think the fact that we get 5 guaranteed games. There's 6 teams in our conference: ourselves, Orchard View, Spring Lake, Ludington, Fremont, and Fruitport.
Okay.
So again, that's 6 teams in the conference.
Some good teams in there.
Really good quality teams. So again, the fact number one that we're getting 5 games on our schedule.
Guaranteed 5 games where you don't have to go out and hunt for them.
No, it's a good feeling. We were even talking on the bus ride home from the Ohio trip we just went on. We have 9 games scheduled next year. And that's just kind of unheard of for someone like us. We don't have to worry about that. So again, the fact that we get 5 games and the fact that we feel if the goal is to qualify for the playoffs, to be playing week 10, we're going to get some good competition. And, we're not going to be backing into the playoffs. We're going to be playing some good schools, some good physical schools, and we think it's going to prep us, for the playoffs, not just this year, but I think in future years down the road.
I think being in a conference speaks a lot to who you are. The quality of the school, both academically and athletically, socially speaking, speaks highly to who Catholic Central is. And I think you're a great add to that conference. Plus, it's local. You don't have to be traveling all over the state to get games like you did Ohio.
Well, that's another thing. We went to Ohio this weekend. We've gone as far as Kingsford up in the UP. We've been to Ohio a few different times. So it's just kind of, I guess, part of the culture at Catholic. I've been around the program for so long now. You just expect to take some of those longer road trips, to get games. But I think, again, this gives a little more of a local feel to it. And again, just the fact that the schedule is solidified, I think it's just it's a great thing for us, and I know it's a great thing for our ED as well.
You opened up with somebody new other than Mona Shores.
Right.
How did it feel opening up not playing Mona Shores this year? Something a little different. Crosstown rivals, bragging rights.
It was different. I can say that.
I bet it was.
I think personally, I would have liked to still have the game. I think our players would have loved to have the game.
I think the kids would have loved it too.
It just didn't seem to work out this year.
Right.
So, no, we ended up finding another Catholic school down in Ohio, Bishop Hartley. They were out of Columbus area.
Okay.
And the original schedule was we were going to play them like a couple years ago. We were going to play them week 5.
Okay.
And it fell through because we just joined this conference. Well, then it just so happens when we had an opening week 1 on our schedule, they had an opening as well. And we started talking, and the game was originally going to be played in Dayton, Ohio. At a showcase event where there was going to be teams in from all over the different parts of the country.
Wow, that would have been neat.
That would have been great, but the MHSA's rules stated that we couldn't play that because, again, there was teams that didn't border Michigan, and they have a lot of rules. Let's just say at the in Lansing there.
I think they have too many rules.
That's possible.
And as another coach, I think they have too many rules, and our kids get a little stifled because some rules, but rules are rules, and we got to abide by them.
You're just trying to do what's best for the kids, and we thought it would have been a great game. So
absolutely.
it didn't work planning that event, but I got to know their coach a little bit and talking to their administration. They said, well, we'll get out of the event too and just come play the game at our place. So we kind of explored the options that we had, and we just thought it was a great game for us. We knew they were the runners-up last year in Division 5 last year in Ohio. Okay. So we knew we were getting just an extremely quality team, and we went down there and they were everything we thought they'd be. Okay. They were, like I said, they were about they were the best team we played in a couple of years at Catholic. And we were fortunate to have a couple breaks go in the game, and our kids played hard, and we were able to get the win.
Well, that's good. And you came home healthy, no major injuries, as you and I talked about prior to this, which is good. Well, why don't we get some of your players over here? Because it really is about them. It's not about you and I just going back and forth here.
Right.
It's about putting these fine young men that are here. So why don't we bring a couple of guys over?
Low sun and shades, simply fabulous.
You have been kissed by the sun.
Hello, Jimmy Johns. Hurry.
Jimmy John's.
That's fast.
Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery. Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery.
Getting this family together is like herding cats.
Simplifying things for families is a priority here at Grange Insurance. We offer a variety of policies through Grange Independent Agent.
Your partner in protection.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
8 special plays of the week are going to be brought to you by Jimmy John's. Look for the freaky fast plays of the week brought to you by Jimmy John's. A special play that stand out each and every week.
Here goes Jones in motion. He's going to line up, and they'll pitch it back this time. Culver got it, and Jaden McPherson all over him, drops him for no gain, if not a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there by Jaden McPherson. That's going to make it 4th down for Bishop Hartley.
Nick Davros back at you here. The debut of the DSE TV Local Sports inaugural year of this event. And our first guest is Steve Zerwan, head coach at Muskegon Catholic Central. And he brought a guest over with him, along with 3 other young men. And Nick Holt, pleasure to meet you, young man, and congratulations on your first win.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's great. Returning starter, spread offense, little new last year to it. How's it coming second year being involved with it?
I think it's coming along very well from all of the preseason work throughout the winter, and then coming back a year, knowing kind of all the offensive plays, even though we haven't went over them in practice yet, you still remember them from the year before. So it's always an advantage when you already go through it one time.
You're also a baseball player. You had a great season. Congratulations on that as
Thank you very much.
Is your arm okay though?
Yeah, that's fine.
You gotta make sure, because I know this guy was worrying that nothing happened. And vice versa is gonna happen that Steve Skydman, a good friend of mine, don't get this kid hurt because
we depend on his legs sometimes more than his arms.
So
that's a good thing
you gotta
too.
protect those legs as well.
No doubt.
Tell me about your off-season planning for the spread, because I know at Shores and at Muskegon it's reps and reps. How do you do it at Catholic?
I think, it's kind of the same thing. You gotta the way that you get good at anything is do it over and over and over. Even though it seems mind-numbing and it gets boring, the only way to get really good at something is you keep on doing it, perfecting it.
It's automatic after a while. It doesn't you don't have to think. Just do it. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
In the summer, were you guys involved in any 7-on-7s, going, traveling, using the spread against other teams?
No, we didn't travel. And again, we use a combination of a spread, and we also have a tighter package. Right. So we like to think of ourselves very multiple. No, we didn't necessarily travel around and do any of those competitions. We had about 5 or 6 of them that we staged with other schools. And,
locally?
Locally, yeah. Yep. Well, we did an event, too, where we had Traverse City West came down. And it was us, Traverse City West, Muskegon, Shelby, West Ottawa. So
that's a good school.
Real good school.
Yeah,
so we hosted that for the 2nd year. So that was a good event for our kids to see some bigger schools, some good competition. And, so yeah, we kind of keep it, again, we throw as much as we need to throw, I guess, is how we kind of look at it. So
let me ask both of you then. If push comes to shove, are we a throwing team or are we a running team?
I think we're a running team. Without a question. And
traditionally, Catholic has been a running team. You know, the tee, the old Cheverini, the belly, 14-15 dive, that kind of stuff.
Still run 14-15.
Do you still run 14-15?
Oh yeah.
You know what? I was talking to Coach Kozak. You know, mid-70, mid-80 football when it's power. There was nothing. You go, oh, that's the boringest thing in the world. I go, oh, it's great football.
Yeah,
it's great football, but that's good. Now, Nick. 2nd-year starter, defending Division 8 state champions. How do you feel about that? I mean, is it good? Do you feel a lot of pressure now?
I mean, I think that walking into Muskegon Catholic Central as a freshman, you automatically have a bullet on your back, a bullseye on your back. I mean, right away, everyone wants to be Muskegon Catholic Central just simply because of the name. So winning the state championship, I think it might add some more to it, but at the same time, it's not like it was our first state championship before. It's not like people came into the game thinking, oh, it's being Muskegon Catholic, well, it's played just normal. I mean, everyone comes in the game as hard as they can, just as we come into every game knowing that, and we have to prepare like that and then play as hard as we can as well.
Good for you. Well, I think you're absolutely right. You've got the bullseye, you're Muskegon Catholic Central Division champion, and perennial powers year in and year out. Let's move on now. Next week's game, or this week's game, coming up, Muskegon Heights. Program's been down a little bit, some academic things changed around, but good athletes.
Yeah.
Top-notch athlete. You know you're going to see a lot of speed in Muskegon Catholic. Well, they're getting the program around. What can we see from Catholic, and what are we going to see from
Well, I think it's, again, what you said is athletes. That's the thing that jumps out when you watch the films. They have athletes, and they can, you watch some teams, and I guess that's one of the things I personally look for when watching a team is, do they have runners that can go the distance on you? Because I think that those are game changers. Does a team have to put together 12 plays on you to score a touchdown, or can they spring one like that? And they've got athletes that can spring one, any play. So I just think that puts a little more worry on you as a coach that, any play could potentially be a touchdown for them. So I think the explosiveness of their offense, and I think for us, we just have to stay to our, our fundamentals and the things that we do well and keep practicing them. I know, we played on a Saturday, so the kids came in on Monday and they were, they're very, very sore.
They're sore.
They're very sore. It's almost like a Sunday to them. And again, it was a very hard physical football game. So that we're very mindful the kids are sore, and they just got done playing a game where it was high physicality.
So how was practice today? Was it just shoes, shorts, and helmet? Did you rest the kids a little bit?
Didn't even do helmets. We just lifted weights and we stretched and ran. And as coaches, we had already met this morning. The kids came in at 10. We met at 8.
Okay.
So we went over the kind of what we wanted to do this week, any kind of new installs we wanted to do. So we just kind of put that in for the kids. And again, I think a lot of it was we just know when to back off with the kids after something like that, and then we'll get it going, crank it up a little bit more as the week goes on, and hopefully be where we need to be on Friday.
It's not like it's a Friday night game. You got weekend to rest up a little bit and get banging right away. What do you think about Catholic this year? The projections. Do you see one tough game so far? Who do you have down the road that's tough? I know you're going to say every team is tough. Don't get me wrong. That's a political thing to say, but who on your schedule stands out more than maybe some teams?
Well, I think that one team that stands out is the defending Lake State champion would be Spring Lake. I mean, they won it. They won it last year. They have to be able to win games. They have some guys returning. We have to be ready for that. And for Fruitport, they're gonna be a solid team, and especially since we beat them last year, they're gonna want to come out fire in that game. So we're gonna have to get ready right from the start. And another team that we're really ready for is Detroit Country Day. They're coming from the east side of the state.
3 tough games. I mean, 3 highlight games, if you want to look at, they're all tough.
Yeah,
I understand.
Ravenna's week 9.
And then Ravenna.
Holy smokes, you guys are loaded.
Ravenna's probably the favorite, I think, in the West Michigan Conference to win that this year. So.
And what a nice rival to get back from the old playoff days when you had Ravenna and you know, the extra quarters and the overtimes and stuff like that.
Well, I got a chance to work out there after college. Got a chance to coach for Dusty Fairfield out there, and their current head coach, Dave Smith, is somebody I consider just a really one of my better friends. And we talked about someday if we're both head coaches, we should get a game. I mean, just good friendly competition, and I think you like playing against people you respect. And really respect what they do out there and kind of how they approach the game. I think it's very similar how we approach it. So we got that back on the schedule week 9. So I think to me that'll be a special game going out there to Citizens Field. And I remember as an 8th grader watching that, the triple overtime game. I remember as an 8th grader sitting in the stands watching that game, and we blocked the extra point there to win the game at the end. And I can still remember that as a little kid. I can remember the game versus Country Day as a kid. When they came to town.
Where do you have Country Day at?
They come here. They come here on a Friday.
Oh, that's nice.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
we got here this year.
Well, good. Well, Nick, we want to wish you the very best of luck. Thank you very much for coming, and much success to you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So this is Nick Davros with head coach Steve Zerwan. We'll be right back with our next guest.
When you have dental problems, you need to turn to a dentist who listens and responds, an experienced doctor who knows the field and can effectively diagnose and treat your needs, who can counsel you on the best ways to maintain and improve your health. From repeat cleanings and fillings, to braces and dental implants, to teeth whitening, veneers, cosmetic, and kids dentistry. At Today's Family Dental, our priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients. We are Today's Family Dental.
NORTHWAY Lanes and Billiards, featuring cosmic bowling, 50 auto-score lanes, automated bumpers, 8 Brunswick pool tables, snack shop, and banquet facilities. With over 100 leagues to choose from, it's NORTHWAY Lanes and Billiards.
McDonald's Candies, 1064 South Getty Street in Muskegon, features an assortment of chocolate-covered nuts and creams, peanut clusters, fudge, seafoam, turtles, cherry cordials, and regular and holiday novelties.
Living healthy is more than just counting carbs and exercising, it's a lifestyle choice. Embrace sound, natural alternatives, cultivate and sustain a better way to healthy living. The Health Hut offers a wide selection of vitamins, minerals, herbs, medicinal mushrooms, women's and men's supplements, as well as a vast array of skincare and beauty products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always on hand to help you choose the products that best suit your individual needs. The Health Hut. We have your good health in mind.
Nick Davros back at you live. We're at Fricano's Pizza here, and I'm with head coach Steve Zerwan, second-year head coach now, defending Division 8 state champion. And before we bring our next guest up, Steve, let's go over your game. Just some brief highlights down there. Long trip, costly trip.
Yep.
Fill us in a little bit about some of the logistics about going down there. Just a brief recap about the game, then coming home.
Yeah, well, the game was on Saturday at 4. And the first thing is they told us the game had to be at 4 because Ohio State played at noon. And they had said if...
Well, we know where the priorities are
that's a big priority in that town, correct. So I guess we understood that. We wanted to kind of wake up and play the game, but, again, it's just the game was at 4, so that's where we played it. We went down on Friday, and the team went down. We stayed about an hour outside of Columbus, and we had a nice meal as a team together, and then went to the hotel and woke up, ate again. Got the kid, took a short bus ride.
What about practice on Friday? Was there a pregame practice on Friday? Were you able to go somewhere to get a pregame?
No, what we did was we had we do a mass before the game, which is the players. So we had our team mass at 10.
Oh, okay.
And then we went and practiced at 11 till 12:30. It's just our pregame.
Okay.
You know, then we got in the bus, and so again, that was our practice for the Friday.
All right.
So we took care of it at the school. So that was good. And then we had like our walkthrough like we normally do on before the game on Saturday.
Yep.
And then went out and played the game there. It was hot though. It was 92 degrees at kickoff on a turf field. And it was,
so it's probably hotter on the field then because of the turf.
It was a very hot game.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of kids that play both ways, and we tried our best to rotate to keep people fresh. And I thought, we did a decent job of that, keeping kids as fresh as we could have. But again, it was, you look at the kids' faces, it took everything we had.
Oh, I bet you they were spent after the game.
They were, again, I told you they were I think Max Preps had them as they were ranked 24th in the country for all small schools.
Really?
Yeah, they had.
So that was truly a quality team to open up with and come home with the W.
They had a D1 kid. They had several Division II kids on that team, and it was a team that was very good, good quality. And we started the game off with we got stalled on our opening drive, but then they attempted a fake punt on their opening drive. We stopped them. We scored on kind of a short field, and then we hit a field goal in the first half, and it was 10-0 at half.
Okay.
And I think they were. They were a pretty confident bunch, and they invited us down to play, and I think they were a little stunned it was 10-0. They started to get a little momentum in the second half, and they actually got down to about our 15. I think it was sometime in the, I want to say it was in the fourth quarter, and they attempted a field goal, and we were up by 3, and they missed it. And I thought that was kind of the turning point of the game. They ran their fullback a couple times. We stuffed them. They missed a field goal. And then we put together what I consider probably our best drive of the game. We went back to more of a tight package, and then our quarterback Nick Holt had a keeper on the short side of the field with his brother Jacob pulling around the corner.
That's a big boy right there.
That's a big boy. Setting a nice block.
Yeah, you better love his brother really good, doesn't he?
I think Nick likes running that play to the left because Jacob's out in
front
absolutely.
Of him. You better love your brother, big boy, because he's going to block for you.
And then Nick's got tremendous speed.
Yep,
and,
absolutely.
He just kind of took care of the rest, and that was about a 38-yard run.
Okay.
And so that put us up by 10 with about 3 minutes to go.
Sure.
So we weren't resting easy then, I can assure you that. And they actually drove down a little ways, and we stopped them then. They went on fourth down, but again, it was just we played a very good team. They were very physical. They considered one of the better small schools, I guess, in the country. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know where that puts us, but again, it was definitely.
I'm putting you right up in there.
Well, it was definitely. I know this. It was definitely a sense of accomplishment beating a team that was that good.
Now, this coming Friday, we kind of alluded to it a little bit. Muskegon Heights, lots of speed. They make a mistake. We used to say, speed kills. If you make a mistake, you can make up for it a little bit. What are we going to see offensively from Heights? Because now their coach, second-year head coach, as well as you are. Where do you have Heights? What are we going to see from them offensively?
They throw. That's about the thing I can say. I think one of their assistant coaches was one of the assistant coaches that was there with Willie Snead.
With Willie Snead.
So again, I think they have a sense of kind of a throw first mentality. I guess you'd say we did see a few run plays from them, but I mean it's about 90% pass. So I think it's just kind of shoring up our pass defense and trying to get a little pressure on the quarterback. And again, that's kind of what they do. They like to get the ball downfield, and they have tremendous athletes where if the kids catch the ball in space, they can go, and they also have guys that can run by you.
Yep.
So again, we got to keep things in front of us. We got to be smart fundamentally. We got to keep the quarterback hemmed in. Have maybe a linebacker spy and make a play if he comes out. So it's a little bit different mentality. The last game we played was
don't get beat deep. Keep the quarterback inside, and you're going to be just fine.
Nobody deeper or wider than you.
Nobody deeper or wider than you.
Well,
we're going to bring somebody else in right now, and we're coming at you for the debut of the DSE TV Sports Local here at Fricano's. Jimmy John's is our sponsor. We're going to bring up Lamar Jordan. Lamar, come on up, buddy. All right, pleasure to meet you, big guy. Good. And what position you play?
Tight end on offense and linebacker on defense.
Tight end and linebacker. How long have you been at Catholic?
I've been there since 6th grade.
Since 6th grade? All right, good for you. How do you like playing at Catholic? It's got to be a fun experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun, especially being a really small school. Everyone knows each other, so, I mean, basically a big family.
A big, happy family. And a winning family, too.
Yep.
That's not too bad. Last week, you were down in Ohio. What kind of experience did you have? It's probably a once-in-a-lifetime.
Yeah.
Small Catholic school, going out of town, traveling. How many hours away was it?
It was a 6-hour trip, every bit of it. We figured out quickly there's no easy way to get into Columbus. Once you get off the highway, you're traveling the roads they put you on. So
All right. So good time down there, hot game.
Yeah, it was really hot. There was no way around it. I mean, the heat was just pouring on you for the whole game.
We surprisingly had nobody cramping, and that was we put a premium on getting Gatorade and water in these guys, and
I don't know if you can condition enough for
you can
you know without giving up some practice time to do that. You know,
you can.
You don't have many more games where it's going to be 92.
We just tried to put as much Gatorade and water in them, and we were very happy with the results. The fact that no one did cramp.
Yeah, linebacker, Coach Rebecca has been a staple, has been an icon in these communities. What's it like playing for him? And if you make a mistake, what happens? Does he like rip you up? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it's really fun playing for him because, I mean, he teaches us the right thing to do, and if you do that right thing, then you achieve many goals.
Forget the right thing. I don't know. What if you make a mistake?
If I make a mistake, of course I'm getting yelled at. But,
okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
But it makes us a better player, a better team, and it gets us better so we can make ourselves better the next play.
Absolutely.
I just think kids love being coached by people that are knowledgeable.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think kids, especially when they get to high school, they can tell right away who knows the game, who doesn't, who knows things. And that's why I think the kids love playing for him because, again, he knows the game so well.
I had a saying as well. You know, if your coach isn't yelling at you, he really doesn't care about you too much. And you know what? I know Coach loves you, and I know this guy loves you because you're going to play for him, and you're going to do the right thing. You're going to make mistakes. Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Inside linebacker, outside linebacker?
Inside.
Inside linebacker. Okay. I like playing inside linebacker. I mean, that's where the action is truly.
Yeah, I mean, that's why all the hitting happens. So, I mean, it's a lot of contact in there. I like it.
You like it. Second year starter, third year starter?
This will be my third year.
You're a third year starter, so you bring a lot of experience. Yep. You're probably not making a lot of mistakes, and I don't think, are you? No.
Not very many.
No, you pretty much got it down. Well, good for you. Do you know any of the guys at Heights? It's some of your friends, you know, some of the guys that you hang around with maybe that you're going to be going against?
There's one kid in particular that used to go to our school.
Okay.
He transferred over to Heights. His name is Keandre Collins. He's one of my best friends, and I believe he plays two positions there. He plays quarterback and flanker.
Well, he's just a hitting guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of fun, isn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You guys joined back and forth a little bit, texting a little bit here?
Kind of.
But that's part of it. You know, that's the social media you and I didn't have to grow up with, did we?
No, I used to be face-to-face.
It used to be face-to-face, mano-a-mano type stuff, but now it is. Well, good for you. Well, listen, Lamar, we want to wish you the very best. Thank you so much, young man, for coming up. Well, again, once again, we're going to be right back for the continuation of the debut show, the DSE TV Sports Local. This is Nick Davros, along with head coach Steve Zerwan. We'll be right back.
For 13 years, Jewett Heating and Cooling has been providing the West Michigan area with fast professional service and installation. A PAYNE dealer, they specialize in the service of all makes and models of furnaces and air conditioners, both residential and light commercial. With over 35 years of experience, Jewett is fully licensed with the EPA for lead removal. Jewett Heating and Cooling, your family-owned and operated heating and cooling specialist. 231-788-4287. Specializing in PAYNE furnaces and air conditioning.
Hello, Muskegon. My name is Mark DeWitt. I'm the owner here at RPM Automotive. We've been here since 1996. We're a full-service auto repair center. We do both foreign and domestic repairs. Most of our repairs are performed same day. We do everything from AC, engine repair, and computer diagnostics. Feel free to call or come by and see us. We're located on Getty Street, next to the Getty Street Grill.
Trying out for one of your school sports teams this season? Want an edge over the competition? Come check out the Athletic Performance Center at Mercy Health Partners. Our experts train athletes of all sports to perform at their very best. We'll help you enhance the skills you have, plus increase speed and agility, strength and endurance. Give yourself the best chance at making the team. Sign up for a training program at Mercy Health Partners Athletic Performance Center today. Call 231-672-6000 to register now. That's 231-672-6000.
Hey, we're back at you here live from Fricano's, and we're being joined by Jacob Holden. Jacob, it's a pleasure to meet you, young man. I tell you what, when I look at you and I look at him, and you're the baby brother, that ain't happening too good. All right, but good for you. 4-year starter. 3-year starter.
Junior right now.
Oh, you're a junior right now. Oh, your brother is a senior. I got you. All right, so you're a 3, so you started as a freshman. Yeah. Wow, well, congratulations. Good for you. You're on the line. You're one of the guys in the trenches, I like going, because I'm a line coach, okay? And how do you like playing on the line? It's got to be a good feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun going offense and defense. Offense is a lot of fun, like, because you have someone lined up right in front of you most of the weeks with the forefront. And it's always fun, like, knowing you just try your best and you, like, your job is to own that person, and it's fun to know that. And once you do, it's a nice feeling.
So I got a question for you. So your coach comes up and says, look, we're going to have a bunch of new kids next year. We're going to have 50 on the varsity. You have to pick O or D to play on. Where are you playing?
Offense.
Okay, good for you. Nothing wrong with that at all. And Mom and Dad are over here, and Dad's a teacher at Catholic, I'm just told. So you and your brother can't screw up in school because Daddy's right in there to watch you all the time, isn't he? Yeah, well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Your trip down to Ohio, had a good time, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, like, staying with the team in a hotel. You always get to, like, have fun before the game, and then the day of the game, we know we got to get serious and get ready to play a good football team like we did in Bishop Hartley.
Yeah. Tell me about Bishop Hartley. Compared to some of the teams that you've played in the past, Coach spoke, alluded to it as probably one of the better teams that you've played probably in the last couple of years, I would think. So, yep. Even in the state championship game, what did you think about them?
They were a very good team, very physical. They tested us to our last, just
right to the end. It sounds like
they took us to the end. They're a very good team, very physical. They run hard. We had to give everything we had, like it was a state championship game, not just like a team you could roll over on. We have to give it our all and just give it the best that we have.
It was probably a great game to open up with, then, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it was a great season opener. It's always nice to play a good team. Like, you don't really want to play bad teams in the beginning, but once you play that good team in the beginning, it's always nice to play them and you beat them.
Yeah. Your brother's a pitcher and you're a catcher. How does that work out in the family? Is that pretty neat?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just like whenever he wants to pitch, like, I will be able to catch for him. Yeah. And
so what if he throws a wild pitch? Are you gonna like howl at him or something?
No, we kind of have like a unspoken communication.
Baseball's unwritten code. I heard about that one,
Yeah, we just
somebody hits a home run, then I know what's coming next to the next batter. He won't be hitting a home run, will he?
No.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. How long have you been a catcher for? All your life?
As long as I can remember.
Yeah. So you guys played Little League together, pitcher-catcher combination all the way through?
All the way through Little League. Yeah.
I think it was Dad's plan all along.
Well, I think Mom and Dad groomed their kids that, look, you're the big one, you're doing this, you're doing this. Yeah. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, it's just us.
It's just, I think 2 of you is more than enough. You're probably eating them out of house and home too. Okay, well, that's wonderful. You got Muskegon Heights coming up. You mentioned that you don't want to play any bad teams, and we know that, and there really isn't any bad teams out there. But you played a high-quality program in Hartley. You're playing a program that isn't the level of Heights, but you could have a hiccup along the way. How do you guys together as a team prevent going down a level? And I don't mean going down, but not playing to the level that you expect the team.
I think the Hartley game was such a, the thing about that is you get the opponent, it was a brand new opponent for us. Right. I think we signed the contract sometime in March. Okay. So you got to understand, as football coaches, you're thinking about football a lot. So
it's your life.
You
are at Catholic, buddy. So
correct. Yeah, but I can't tell you how many hours we put in scheming and prepping for this team and thinking about this team. So I think personally, it's kind of nice just to move on to somebody else. I think a comment I made to a coach after the game is like, we finally get to quit thinking about these guys.
Yeah. How do you, going back to the game, how much film did you see on them, and how did you exchange film?
That's a good question. We decided when we set the game up, we kind of just. Their coach was great to work with, and their AD was great to work with. We decided to both exchange our last 2 games. And they had played in the state finals and the semifinals, and we played in the state finals and semifinals. So we traded films, and then we both decided to exchange our scrimmage. Okay. And we used the same program that's online now. I think most people use this.
Huddle?
It's a program called Huddle.
Yep.
So it just makes you're not putting things in the mail. You're not thinking you're going to get someone's going to underhand you on something. So
speaking about that, I don't mean to interrupt you, but back in the '80s when I was coaching at Muskegon, I had to go to the Greyhound bus depot, get the film, pick it up, bring it back to practice. That's how antiquated I am.
Yeah, well,
there wasn't any videotaping, or I had to do it on paper and go places.
Coach Holmes used to tell stories when he first started at Catholic. His job was to scout when he first started. Yeah. He's in his early 20s. He had to come in the morning then on Sunday morning and give a report to Coach Severini.
Yep.
And he said, "You want to talk about pressure?"
Oh yeah.
He's telling you they ran this. Are you sure you saw this? And again, there's no film back then, so you're doing it on paper. So I think
Dave Taylor was the same. I'd get there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'd have everything on the board. Favorite flavor, favorite this, favorite that, offense, because are you sure? Are you sure? Doggone it, Davros, are you sure this? I go, Dave, I'm telling you, this is it.
But I think someone like for him, I don't want to speak for him, but I think it really probably helped him learn the game a lot and really understand the game and break it down and really think about the game. So
we're going to go against Heights. What do you have Heights at? Your place or at Muskegon Heights?
Oh, we play them at home.
You play them at home. So, season home opener for you guys. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it's important to come out every game's important, and home opener set the precedent of winning at home, and that'll be good, just set the precedent for it.
So, you played for this head coach. You also played for the former head coach.
I did.
Tell me about going with 2 different coaches. How is it? Is it unique? Is it different? Are they different or are they the same? I mean, the Catholic family is pretty tight. Yeah. I mean, your dad's truly an outsider, and I really don't know how he got in because he's not a Catholic grad or anything. Okay, so somebody pulled some strings, get the old boy in here doing something. But Coach Holmes, Coach Zimmerman, tell me about them. How are they the same? First of all,
well, I would say every coach that comes in a Catholic organization is going to bring in the T 14, 15.
14, 15, just like we talked about the old Chev system.
Day one.
All those plays. They run basically the same practice. It's roughly the same schedule that we have. We don't usually go far from that. It was the practices from my freshman year and the practices my sophomore, now junior year. They've stayed pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. Emotionally, is he more emotions, less emotions, about the same?
I would say they're about the same. They're both passionate about the game. Obviously, they want to win. Yeah. They'll do anything for it. You can tell that they're very passionate about the game, and they want everybody to give their best every time when they see that.
And as well as you should be.
Yeah, right. And when they see that, that's when they'll get mad. And
Coach Holmes was your coach?
That's correct. He was my coach in high school.
So you coached under. So you played for Coach Holmes.
I played for Coach Holmes, and then I got to coach with him. I think when I started at Catholic, like I said, I'd coached over at Ravenna for a few years after I got out of school, and that was a great experience coaching with Dusty.
Right.
And then coming back to Catholic, I coached in middle school for a few years, and then I went to be an assistant in the JV, and then I was an assistant in the varsity. So
you worked your way up a little bit.
Yeah, it's working your way up, but I think at every level, what you're doing, especially at middle school, the middle school, in a lot of ways, it's harder because you're just coaching fundamentals every single play.
And that's where I started.
No, I know, and you really want to learn about the game, coach younger kids, because again, you're teaching them every single play what to do. So I think I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. I was very fortunate. I think you build a good knowledge base coaching those different levels along the way.
Absolutely.
I think so many young coaches want to. And maybe I did when I was younger too, wanted to happen right away and thought you were ready for a job. But I think everything I went through kind of prepared me for this position.
Defensively, what are we going to see from Muskegon Heights? You run a 4-4. A lot of teams are going to 4-2 because you go spread.
Yeah.
So, maybe they'll go 5-2, maybe 5-3 when you go double tight, full house, load up the box. what are we going to see from Heights defensively? Have you seen any film on Heights yet?
I have not yet, but today, early at practice, we learned that they basically run a 5-3.
5-3.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of the nice things about that is a team we just got done preparing for, Hartley, ran a 5-3. So it's, I don't think I think it's good coming into a week like this where it's going to be a little bit of shorter week. I think there's a little bit less preparation because it's the same front we're used to seeing, so we're not going against something totally different.
When you went down to Hartley, and when you went into your spread package, they had to jump out of the 5-3 though. Did they go into a 4-2?
I went to a 3-3. So
they went to a 3-3.
Yeah, they might have been a base 3-5. I don't know what you want to call it. They just walked what would be the defensive ends out.
Right, exactly.
So they, and then you got them into, if you went empty, you got them into a 52. And they always they played man and they kept it free. So they were. I'm not saying they were predictable. They did what they did. And they were very good at it. But yeah, they were kind of what we prepared for is what we saw.
Last thing for you, what is your Friday routine? This coming Friday, you're going to get up, you're going to go to school. I understand I'm a school teacher too. Do you do anything special? Are you superstitious? Do you wear like the same socks as long as you keep winning? When I was coaching at Muskegon, as long as we got winning, I kept the same football, the same pants, same sock, everything. I'm extremely superstitious. What is your routine after school?
After school, there's not much time for superstitions. I mean, I think 3:30 we have mass. We eat, like right after school, we eat our stuff from Jimmy John's and then we go.
So you have like a team meal?
Yeah, for a little bit.
And then the whole team?
We do a team meal on Thursday. That's kind of our team meal after pregame. They come in and the parents prepare what I would call an extravagant meal for the kids. And every week the meal's waiting for them on Thursday, and it's real appreciative.
What time are we?
5:30 in the cafeteria.
5:30. I'll be. Now I got a JV
Sorry.
I can't make it, but hold some for me. Okay.
All right. No problem.
Yeah, takeout or something would be kind of good. All right. So keep going.
After that, we go to our mass, and that's kind of special being a Catholic school. Before every game, like get our mind right and go to mass before it with our priest, Father Tony Pilak. He does all of them. Then after that, it's usually time to get ready, get our pants on, and then get to our walkthrough. We don't have a lot of free time after school for our games, so go mass and then get ready for the walkthrough, and then after that, the backs go out before the linemen, and the linemen, they'll stay back and they'll just talk a little bit, and we always have this joke of the day on our.
Oh, really?
Every Friday, yeah. It's
when you're in the locker room.
Yes, when
I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
before
when the backs right here. I see this something coach on the.
Hey, whatever works.
Hey, listen, when you get a W for him, man.
Yeah, we've done it every game last year. Now we're carrying on to this year.
So who's the jokester?
Who tells the joke? That's the question.
Michael Coy actually comes with most of the jokes.
Michael Coy?
Yeah.
You would expect Michael
You
Coy.
never would have thought that,
No, no,
not from Michael Coy.
Probably not from Michael.
Okay. So he's a team jokester.
A little bit,
That's all right. That's cool. You gotta have something. You gotta have a little fun before the game.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That kind of just prepares us to.
And then the game come around, and you win. You go out with your parents and some other guys, and it's all good.
Yeah. Hopefully, come out to win.
Aspirations for after high school, college ball, maybe. Have you thought about what you want to do after you graduate from state cap or something?
I don't know. I mean, I would hope to play some sport in college.
But what about a real job? What do you want to do to go to college?
I was thinking about either being like a physical therapist or a teacher.
Good for you. Teaching is a noble profession. It's a wonderful profession. It's getting tougher every day. Well, listen, I want to wish you the very best. Jacob, thank you so much, my friend. It was a pleasure meeting you, buddy. And we're going to be right back with the next Sailor Night. Coach, who's going to be coming up next?
Nate Jones.
Nate Jones will be right back. So Nick Davros, Steve Zera, live from Fracano's. We'll be right back.
Buckwheat Schultz & Associates Incorporated. Investment products and services. For more information, call 799-9889 or 866-799-9889.
With 4 convenient locations, Jack's Corner Store is one-stop shopping at its best. Tools, fresh meats, produce, chips, snacks, and other grocery items, beer, wine, and liquor, even gas and lottery. That's why Jack's is your corner store and so much more.
Beginning as a lumber company in 1911, Frederick's Construction has been servicing the Muskegon area since 1969. Family owned and operated, they specialize in roofing, siding, windows, insulation, additions, doors, decks, and more. Located at 1940 Commerce Street in beautiful downtown Muskegon, their phone number is 231-722-3937. When you want quality workmanship, you want Frederick's Construction.
For nearly 9 years, West Michigan Driving Academy has been providing Muskegon County with complete, comprehensive driver's education. Students spend time both in the classroom and on the road in a state-approved driver's education vehicle with state-certified instructors. West Michigan Driving Academy is the only school in Muskegon that offers both day and evening classes throughout the summer. Accident-free with 150 years of combined experience, you will drive safe at West Michigan Driving Academy.
Hey, special plays of the week are going to be brought to you by Jimmy John's. Look for the freaky fast plays of the week brought to you by Jimmy John's. A special play that stand out each and every week.
Here goes Jones in motion. He's going to line up. And they'll pitch it back this time. Culver got it. And Jaden McPherson all over him, drops him for no gain, if not a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there by Jaden McPherson. That's going to make it 4th down for Bishop Hartley.
Last but not least, you know, I was a lineman playing, all right, and the line always leads the way. I'm here with Nate Jones and Steve Zerman, head coach, and we're at the inaugural DSE TV local sports telecast, I want to say. Nate, hey, it's a pleasure to meet you, young man. Inside linebacker and center. Boy, that's a nice mix right there. I mean, you get pounded all the time, don't you?
Definitely. Lots of contact the entire game. You get pretty beat up afterwards, but it's worth it.
I bet you do. I bet you. God bless you, son. We're getting beat up like that all day. Because sometimes when you're in your spread formation, it's got to be a long snap. And when you're in your tight set, it's a direct snap.
Right. It's just a lot of practice getting those 2 different snaps down and a lot of work with Nick at quarterback. And once you get it down, it's pretty fluid and natural. I'm assuming then, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you have like pre-practice drills that you guys work on prior to your cows and stuff like that? For instance, are you working with Nick, getting some snaps in before the actual practice?
I mean, even during doubles, when practice starts at 9, it actually starts at 8:45. And when practice starts at 3, it starts at 2:45. So that's when you work in, you know, those little things. I think, and I don't want to say little things, but the things that are so important to run a successful football team. Your handoff drills, your making sure your snaps are good. Work on our punting and kicking. So yeah, and the linemen do, you know, kind of read their keys. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, I guess, even before practice as well.
You know, it's the little things though that if you make a mistake on a little thing, it could be a huge. One of the college games I watched, a couple times all over the quarterback's head, it ruins the flow. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had a bad snap where it goes over his head and he's scrambling for stuff? I mean, I've had a couple bad snaps. I don't know about over his head, but a couple at his feet a couple times. It's happened, but well, you just got to come back. Yeah. That's what I forgot to say. They're not all going to be perfect, for heaven's sake.
No.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me about this young man.
Nate, like I said, Nate's been in the program. He was a water boy at Catholic since 3rd grade. And were you a water boy through 8th grade?
Water boy through 8th grade. And then all of a sudden, the next year, he's starting on the varsity at center as a 9th grader. So he's been on the sidelines for a long time at Catholic. And his brother went to Catholic, played on the 08 team, which was an undefeated team. He started
probably one of the better teams to come through Catholic, too.
I would say that, yeah. It was an excellent team. And his sister I got to coach his sister in track. She was a discus thrower. And she was all-state in discus. And
speaking about track, you told me you're the track coach as well.
I've been the track coach now for 5-6 years.
Is he out for track?
Nate plays baseball.
You're a baseball
we have a good mix. I think about every boy in our school runs track or plays baseball in the spring.
Go ahead.
And Nate's just somebody who's been in the program for a long time, really understands the game. Nate's a extremely high academic achiever, and I think he has his sights set on going to a university that reflects that. And he's just a smart guy to have in the field, especially at center. When you've got someone like Nick at quarterback who's kind of calling things out, and then you got someone like Nate at center calling things out for the line. I mean, they really got two people. You use the term coach on the field, but people that are really able to direct other people on the field.
Are you a huddle or non-huddle team?
We huddle.
You huddle. So when you break the huddle and you're going on to go, do you call out the defenses? Are they odd? Are they even? And then you go through your blocking schemes?
Definitely. I call out the blocking schemes that with my guards and sometimes with the tackles, depending on what play we're running. I call out the scheme.
And do they answer back to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all about communication on the offensive line.
And so if a kid doesn't answer back, then you keep chatting at him until he answers back.
Definitely.
Right?
You have to have talking both ways between.
Right.
Otherwise, you don't know if they know what they're doing.
That's good to have a smart kid there, then, isn't it?
Well, it helps a lot to have the kid we have a quarterback too. It's just again when you teach them certain things you want them to do, carry out in the game, and just having them on the field really helps the plan get carried out.
I asked the younger brother, Nick's younger brother,
Jacob.
Yeah. So coach tells you you can play O or D. You can't play both now because you've got a good group, and you're going to be a senior next year. All right. So we're going to be able to platoon at Catholic, and that probably hasn't happened in an awfully long time. Okay. What are you playing?
Linebacker.
I love so there you go. Look at we've already platooned two people play already. Now look at that. You got two kids that can only go one way for you.
Get 100 more boys in school.
Yeah,
we can do something like that maybe one day.
That'd be a good thing right there. Why linebacker? What do you like about playing linebacker?
I just love the contact. I just love to hit. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and that's why I like playing that position.
And Nate really, he had I think he had 8 tackles in the Hartley game. I think he was their second leading tackler, and he made a couple real good key stops at the end on their last drive. And
Are you an inside backer?
Yes.
Okay, so who calls? Coach Rebecki will send in a stunt. Do you call him out then there, or well, who's the captain of the linebackers?
It first goes Lamar as the senior captain. He calls out the line, and then I also call out things that Aussie would communicate back and forth.
And we're a no huddle team on defense. We have every defense player wears wristband. And we just communicate.
How do you do that with wristbands on defense?
Let's say we have 17 possible schemes.
Okay.
So every kid has a small wristband with the 17 schemes on it, and Coach Rebecki will relay whatever signal to run it in, and that's how they know what to do. So
okay, I signal things in from the side. Now, offensively, does Nick have wristbands?
Nick has a wristband. We have, I guess what you can only call just we use a lot of verbiage.
Okay. Now that's old school. I did power 7.
But there's some that get real long. And it's really Nick's job to relay that to the team, and we practice reading the wristband in practice because again it's just part of the whole communication thing. And Nick's job is to call the play both ways depending on what's written on the wristband. So he carries a lot of responsibility with that as well.
So he's kind of like the offensive captain with the skilled kids, and then you got an O-line captain who's calling out the blocking schemes like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of seniors. We have started a couple other seniors on the line, so kids that have I think we have on our team. I think we have 6 third-year starters this year. So when you do that, you've got some veteran groups of guys there.
You got to play in Ford Field last year. Look at the smile on your face. How was playing in Ford Field?
Playing in Ford Field is surreal. I mean, I went there as a water boy twice, and I got to watch these other guys play. And I actually got to do it, and it was a surreal experience, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. My son coached at Zeeland West a couple years ago with Coach Shillito. He wanted to get into coaching, so I coached John Up, a good friend of mine. He won a state championship at Zeeland, and I did some scouting after this. He said, "Hey, Dad, you want to go scouting with me?" So I go scouting with him. He goes, "Hey, Dad, you want to be on the sideline with me?" I go, "Absolutely." So I got to be with my son, and so that was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And now he's over in North Carolina coaching football. I don't get to see him as much. Expectations for this year, for you.
For me?
Personal expectations. Team-wise, we know. You want to make the playoffs. You want to make a deep run. You want to get to Ford Field. I understand that. Personal expectations for you on offense.
I just want to do my job to the best of my ability to help my team win.
And what is your job on offense?
On offense is to block the person in front of me. I mean, it depends on the player or whatever. But I want to help dominate the line of scrimmage with the rest of my linemen. That is my goal.
Defensively, what's your one goal? And don't give me the generic, I want to do my best. I want to hear that version. I want to hear something specific out of Nate Jones that's going to just be different.
I want to limit the amount of missed tackles I have on defense. I want to make sure I secure every single tackle that I have an opportunity to make.
He's a pretty smart boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a real smart kid.
Yeah, that was a pretty good answer, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's
You're a smart boy. All you guys are smart. Don't get me wrong, because it's neck up football team. You can't be dumb. You know, the day of the, you know, the dumb jock, those days are gone.
Right.
You know, you got to be good from the neck up as well as the down. When you graduate from Catholic, maybe you're going to play ball, maybe you're not. What do you want to do for a real job? And where do you want to go to school? Do you have any idea at this point yet?
I mean, there's a lot of schools out there. I want to go to a very good academic school.
What do you want to major in?
I want to major in physics, math, or engineering. That's where I'm headed towards.
Yeah, he's a bright boy.
He is a bright boy.
Yeah, you're right.
I think he could potentially end up at an Ivy League school playing ball up there, or maybe, you know, again, I think he's going to have a lot of options based on, you know, his athletic ability plus his academic standing.
Yeah, I had a bright brother. I was a bright kid. You know, I was an average kid. I was average. Went to Adrian College, got my master's at Western. I'm special ed school teacher. My brother was a really bright boy. Played sports at Muskegon. He went to Hope, and he got a doctorate. He's a medical physicist at the Cleveland Clinic. There's good potential, and you can still have fun playing football, can't you?
Exactly. That's the goal, to get a good mix of athletics, academics, and social life at college.
Catholic Central gives that to you?
Yes, definitely. I feel very at home with the challenging academics, the great friends I have, and the fun that I play with sports.
I want to wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much. Best of luck to you. Well, you know, for the inaugural show, I can't be happier with, first of all, meeting you, Steve. You know, I've known you in the past, having you come with the kids that you brought. I mean, geez, you even brought some parents with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's, you know, they just probably wanted pizza, and the mother didn't want to cook pizza tonight. But that's not all bad, too. But I want to wish the guys the very best of luck against Muskegon Heights. Bring back another state championship, would you please? Because there's just nothing better than bringing multiple state championships. You know, I hope we can bring one back at Shores. I hope the other schools can bring one back, because I think the best football undoubtedly in the state is in Western Michigan, along the coast.
There's no question we play good football, and I think what happened in 08 with 4 teams winning the state title, I think kind of really, opened a lot of eyes around the state to just how good the brand of football we do play here.
Back in '89, when Catholic was there and won, and then we won, you know, that was something special. But to have 4 that year was, you know, it's just unprecedented.
I think a little surprising, too, when we went to Ohio. You got the sense of talking to people down there. I think they thought they played a pretty good brand of football, and probably a better brand of football. So I thought, to me, it wasn't personal Michigan, Ohio. You know, to me, it was one step closer to getting to the playoffs. But
how deep down inside it was Michigan, Ohio.
Well, there was a certain satisfaction there.
There's nothing wrong with
no, without question. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, for Steve Zerwan, Nate Jones, and the rest of Catholic Seven, this is Nick Davros at the inaugural DSE TV Sports Local. Again, we can't thank Ted Fricano enough for allowing us to use this venue, and Jimmy Johns for spending the money for allowing us to come here. We'll be back next week when we hope to have Muskegon Mona Shores. So from all of us, good night and thank you, and we look forward to see you next week.
Celebrate the grand opening of the new Muskegon Farmers Market, now located at 242 West Western Avenue in beautiful downtown Muskegon. With over 100 vendors, the market offers fresh fruits and vegetables, flowers, pet supplies, honey, maple syrup, fresh caught fish, and much, much more. Their brand new building includes a year-round indoor market, as well as an incubator and community service kitchen. This year, the Muskegon Farmers Market will introduce 2 new programs. The Power of Produce, teaching children ages 5 to 12 how to shop at the farmers market and prepare nutritious meals, along with Arts on the Market, featuring fine arts and crafts. You can enjoy live music performed on their outdoor stage as well. For more information, visit MuskegonFarmersMarket.com.
For years, people have put together photo collages for special occasions. They go through the photo album and old shoe boxes and pull out their favorite photos and put them on poster boards. The boards are a great way of sharing stories, but it can be a pretty tedious job. Well, we here at Clocks, we want to make that job easier for you. So just bring us all the photos and we'll scan them into the computer, and then we'll print out the collages on our large format printer. That way, all the photos will be in digital format so you can share them with your friends and relatives.
The Pizza Ranch, featuring a buffet that is guaranteed to please even the pickiest eaters. From a full soup and salad bar, pizzas and breadsticks, to mouth-watering roasted chicken, potatoes and gravy, vegetables, drinks, and desserts, all for just one price. Their menu features a wide variety of delectable favorites. You can dine in, carry out, or have your meals delivered. There's something for everyone at the Pizza Ranch.
Serving the Fruitport area for over 40 years, Grover Pharmacy offers a full line of vitamins, supplements, and homeopathic medicines, as well as a variety of glucometers, blood pressure kits, baby care items, bandages, and wound care products. They carry office and school supplies, Russell Stover candies, promotional and seasonal items, and Hallmark cards and gifts. Grover Pharmacy, they take time to care about you.
The Glenside and Northside pubs, from sandwiches, burgers, and Mexican food to starters, salads, soups, and desserts, not to mention their specialty pizzas like Hawaiian, vegetarian, chicken Alfredo, and of course their grand finale. It's the Glenside and Northside pubs.